What motivated me was the horrific death of a little girl named Danielle, about the same age as my child, who had been brutally murdered by her own father. I cried into the middle of the night. I think people just weren't aware of how commonplace and how horrific child abuse was. I didn't know about it. Children are not valued. There was a hotline, a 24-hour hotline for dogs, but there wasn't a 24-hour hotline for children. And I committed at that time to do something. I was walking into volunteer one day, and a big burly cop was holding a baby, and from her neck up she was red. And the cop was crying his eyes out, and holding her at the same time. The mother had stuck her head in boiling water and lied. And the cop just couldn't stand it. Who's got a camera? Because we knew that child in that case was going to go before a judge in 48 hours, and the child would start to heal, and the judge might send her home. So I went out to a camera store and said I was a volunteer and I needed a Polaroid camera right then and there. And we eventually got all the police officers' cameras for their patrol cars. Back in the 60s, a governor mandated every county in the state of California is going to have an emergency shelter for kids, abused kids. As a volunteer there, I saw it was woefully inadequate. It was like a Romanian orphanage. It was built in the 60s for 16 children, and there were normally 80 cramped inside. So there'd be a dozen cribs in the hall or in one room, and if one baby woke up, all of them woke up. If one baby had a cold, all 18 had a cold. And I never left without crying, never. The separation of siblings, when children are taken away from their parents because of abuse, all they have is each other. And the old facility was so small and so inadequate that children were always separated. One particular time there were two little boys, and one little boy saw his brother at the other side of the building, and he slammed his body against the gate, screaming and crying. You don't forget something like that.
Promises to Kids is a foundation that was founded about 30 years ago, at the time when child abuse and the problems of child abuse were really just being talked about. We only know what is reported, and about 70,000 calls a year come in reporting cases of child abuse, but we also know there are a large number of child abuse cases that are never reported and never see the light of day. Take people through the Polinsky Center because it's one of the best in the world. It's an emergency shelter. No one's meant to live there forever. But when a child is removed from a family because his or her life is in danger and there is no other choice, the child will end up at the Polinsky Center. And we tried to make places there when the kids have to be there for a while to be as much like home as an emergency shelter can be.
At Polinsky, the kids can stay, the programs can exist, the services are there, and a child can begin to heal.
The statistics are about a third of foster children who turn 18 end up homeless, about a third end up in jail, and the other third we're not quite sure. For these children to say, yes, I want to go to college, when they probably never thought that they would ever go, it just wasn't in their life plan. So here we have a Guardian Scholar program where 80 to 100% every year graduate from college. It's just a gigantic life change. And not only are they going to be able to go to college, but there's going to be somebody there who, if they fail or if they have problems, is going to listen to them, try to help them through it.
At the time, I did not know I was applying to a family. I did not know I was applying to people that actually cared. And it's just that push, it's that question, it's that hug, it's that phone call, you know, it's that email. You know, that it's like, hey, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Hey, I'm in your neighborhood. What are you doing? Are you off today? It's good lunch. It's love.
I didn't have many family members at my college graduation, but when I looked in the stands, and it was just like a really big moment for me, I saw all of the staff of Promises to Kids, you know, they're crying and cheering me on. I can't express how, you know, appreciative I am to that. Even now, I look back at the pictures of, you know, me graduating from college, which just saying those words, I graduated from college, I could not have done it without their support.
It's awe-inspiring to see a child change before your very eyes. Very often a child will go towards the good, even if all they've known is evil in their life. If there's a positive role model who can show them what life could be, a child will often go that way. It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
They give us an opportunity, and that's the biggest thing. They actually give us a shot. One thing I do know is I will give back. I'll give back at the local grocery store. I'll give back at work. I'll give back anywhere I can. If there's an opportunity, I'm giving back.